Good branding is at the core of any great business. Yet, the more significant part of the branding guidance you'll discover online or in person is tied in with ensuring that your brand image remains steady in all your marketing endeavors. What happens if your business has never built up a brand, or in case you're merely beginning or attempting to fabricate and build a business from scratch? Branding is vital for your organization since it is your business's visual identity. When done appropriately, it gives your business not just a name but increases awareness about the business exponentially. Settling on the decision to make your startup is both energizing and daunting. The more efforts that you put in, the better will be your chances to develop a successful business. The enthusiasm with which you build and operate the business will show in the fervor with which you provide the products and services to your clientele. What is branding? Branding is the way towards researching, developing, and applying a particular feature or set of highlights to your organization so that purchasers can start to connect with your brand and with your products or services. Branding is an iterative cycle and requires connecting your clients and your business emotionally. It is significant for multiple reasons. Your brand image is seemingly one of your organization's most significant resources. It gives your organization a character and identity, makes your business noteworthy, encourages shoppers to buy from you, bolsters your marketing and advertising, and brings your employees loyalty and pride. Branding gives your business a character and identity beyond its product or service. It gives clients something to identify with and interface with. Branding makes your business paramount. It's the face of your organization and assists customers with recognizing your business across each medium. Branding underpins your marketing and advertising endeavors. It helps your advancement and promotion pack that additional punch with added acknowledgement and impact. At the point when you brand your organization, you're not just giving your business personality and identity, you're likewise creating a reputable, exceptionally regarded workplace. Solid branding acquires firm employees. Importance of brand building for startups. Building a brand for your startup is tied with making something that passes on a feeling of what your business is and what you offer. It conveys the idea of your business beyond just the products and services you offer. Your brand needs to meet some more profound requirement for your customers or offer them a solid set of qualities to interface with. Everything about your brand image, from the logo and name to online social media content, will fill in as an impression of your business's character and principles. When done well, brand building for startups will effectively and adequately give your intended audience a sense of what your business is about. By following these means to brand building for startups, you will have the option to develop a reliable and personal brand without an agency's costs. Start with your story. Your story as an individual is inherently connected to the account of your startup. Start building your brand by sorting out your story. What have you done? Who are you, and how did you get here? What occurred in your life that drove you to the decision to begin this business? For what reason does this mean so much to you? As you sort out your own story, the story of your startup will likewise start to arise. Storytelling is a long-standing tradition in each culture. Individuals love to hear stories since it captures the embodiment of other people, places, and occasions in a relatable and conspicuous way. Stories can likewise trigger a passionate and emotional response. Furthermore, they are more likely to be recalled than straight realities. It is one motivation behind why we love to commence our weekly thought leadership content with customers by interviewing and meeting them and writing up their story in a convincing manner. Make your brand image clear and memorable. Utilizing your qualities and values as a guide, you currently need to make a unique verbal and visual identity for your business. Your brand image identity incorporates a distinct tone of voice. Your brand image will require a great deal of written content for various aspects like a site, promotions, online journals, social media posts, and emails. Decide on the best tone of voice for the feeling your startup. A memorable name. Pick a name that isn't excessively long or hard to spell, one that gives your crowd an idea of what your business is all about. A defined and characterized look. The design of your brand materials ought to reflect your values and summon similar feelings as your voice. An incredible method to decide your brand's face is to fabricate an idea utilizing pictures that identify with your services and critical value words. It will give you a thought of the vibe you need to have and even the sorts of shadings and textual styles you should utilize. A straightforward and conspicuous logo. Your logo will be a simple identifier of your brand. Make it unmistakable that is sufficiently enough to recall, and perhaps draw from memory, and impart an idea about what your startup does or what it esteems. Utilize a style guide for consistency. To make your digital brand building for startups recognizable and identifiable, you need it to be steady and consistent. From website design to marketing technique, all that you do ought to be educated and informed by who your target audience and what your values are. Every aspect needs to be considered. It ought to incorporate guidelines for font types and uses, image choices, shading palettes, and brand voice. These will fill in as a perspective when making any new materials or contracting out any work. You can believe and trust that the finished product will accommodate your established brand. Separate the brand of the product from an organization. Many aspiring unicorns need to arrive when they can sell their organization. However, the only brand they made is the brand they likewise need to part with. Organizations can envision a portion of the separation pains with that. You get power when you legitimately separate the organization from the product brand. You need to put resources into accounting to keep things straightforward. Likewise, you need money to enroll in your trademark. There are numerous ways this methodology can help you. You can claim licenses and patents in the organization and lease them to the product brand. You have greater adaptability by the way you wish to circulate stock. For this situation, you can launch numerous products from the organization, and take a gander at potential spin-offs for each product. It likewise permits you to cut your misfortunes without harming your core brand. All the more critically, the organization brand is your calling card. It can remain with you forever. The brand values are higher priority than the brand. As opposed to burning through a great deal of time, money, and effort on the logo's graphic design, invest more time and energy on the brand values you want for your organization and the product. The organization's brand estimations should grandstand your culture, and you need to live by them and contribute time for training, so all employees comprehend what it implies. The brand values of the product are your guarantee to the market. You oversell this guarantee, clients will be disappointed with your presentation and performance, regardless of how better you are from contenders. You ought to have the option to decrease your brand promise into a slogan of not over 5 words. Test it to check whether the importance is clear. Ask the last client. The logo configuration and design can change focus around the name. Brand names are significant. There is a wide range of prevailing fashions going around for branding. Founder name combinations, native language interpreted characters, transformed product names. The entirety of this doesn't make a difference. However, what is essential is the issue. What does it mean? The meaning is vital. Clients will make assumptions dependent on the font, color, style, and graphics related to the brand. You ought to have the option for your brand values and brand objectives and interpret that into the brand name. The following significant thing to ask yourself is how the clients see the brand. The simpler it is to recollect and articulate, the easier it is to request it when settling on a product choice. If you are in the B2C market, feelings and emotions matter more than performance. In B2B markets, unwavering quality, reliability and value are essential for relationship advertising and marketing. The more convoluted the name, the more cash you need to spend instructing the client what it implies. Discover your values and mission. The subsequent step is to search for crucial thoughts or words inside the narrative that epitomize what motivated your startup. When you have your story, note down any words that come to mind identifying with business and find the best representation of your business. These will be the pillars that help the rest of your brand. It is likewise a decent ideal opportunity to characterize the mission of your business. Make it understood and compact. Think beyond the services and products you sell to disclose what you plan and hope to accomplish for your customers. Your startup's values and mission should take advantage of an inclination or evoke an emotion in your audience. Look for deals that probably line up with those of your customers. Get them energized and excited, make them feel comprehended. Organize and prioritize brand consistency. Inconsistency is the leading branding mistake that organizations make. Inconsistency subverts your brand and befuddles your customers. Unmistakable, valuable and essential brands prioritize consistency, and they reap the benefits. At the point when your brand is a unified presence across mediums and stages, clients can undoubtedly get acquainted with, perceive, and come to lean toward your brand after some time. Brand building for startups rules can assist with this initiative. Set your branding to work. Your brand image possibly works if you do. When you complete the process of designing and creating your new brand, or rebrand, coordinate it throughout every inch of your business. Give additional consideration to guarantee it's displayed anywhere your business touches customers. Here are a handful bunch of tips for applying your brand image across your organization. Website. Splash your color palette, logo, and typography across your site. Try not to utilize anything other than your predefined resources in your brand building for startups guidelines. Your site is a significant part of your organization character and identity. If it doesn't reflect your brand, it will just give a bumping customer experience. Likewise, be sure that all web copy, calls to action, and product portrayals mirror your brand voice. Online social media. All profile photographs, cover craftsmanship, and branded imagery ought to reflect your brand. Think about putting your logo as your profile photograph. This will make it simpler for clients to perceive your business. Likewise, with your website, be sure all profile data, posts, and subtitles reflect your brand voice. Advertising and publicizing. Since advertisements, digital brand building, and print are frequently used to build up and establish brand awareness and acquaint consumers to your brand, they must reflect your branding. Indeed, your branding should make the ad promotion and creation process simpler. With your importance of brand building for a startup style guide, you realize how your advertisements should show up and what type of copy to compose. Packaging. If you have a physical product business, your product is likely the most potent way that customers connect with your brand. Consequently, your packaging should mirror your new branding, in its design, shadings, size, and feel. Sales and client assistance. A digital brand building for startups is just as incredible as the individuals behind it, and if your kin isn't giving your brand to work, it won't work for you. Additionally, your brand applies to more than your advertising. Inform your sales and customer support people of your importance of brand building for startups guidelines and tell them to utilize it, mainly when they engage straightforwardly with clients. Whether they share a branded product demo or answer client support inquiries, please encourage them to use your logo, slogan, imagery, and brand voice. Conclusion. A marketing campaign is a project. There are a beginning and end date, explicit deliverables, and quantifiable outcomes. Building a brand is an adventure, and you can't deal with it like one. Building a brand can be all the more also identified with developing personally. You may go through your initial 5 years sorting out who you are and adjusting your brand components as you go. Your brand will grow over time, develop more attributes, quit negative habits, and may even wind up being something contrary to what it was at the point at which it initially began. The best brands develop and mature simultaneously as their customers. While configuration and design may matter to their customers currently, allow your brand to adjust and adapt. Let your brand have its character, personality, and experiences. Your clients and employees will wind up building up the central part of your brand in any case. Your responsibility is to impart the values and qualities that your customers' employees develop through beautiful designs.